Hey, what's going on? How y'all feeling? I said to myself before we went live, I said, whatever song is playing on my phone, I'm gonna sing it to the people. And and my shuffle landed me on Rush Dreamline. I love this song. They travel in the time of the prophets. A desert highway straight to the map of the sun. Like lovers and heroes, and the restless part of everyone. They're only at home when they're on the run. On the run. This is my shit. I like this when this record came out. I wasn't apprised of Rush because I think this record came out in 90. That would have made me 12. And I've been like, who the fuck is Rush? But I came to discover Rush in their catalog. And of course, the whole catalog does not suck. There are parts that some say do suck, but there are chunks that don't suck. And Rush has made some great tunes out here. Shout out to the Canadians. But thumbs down for them apparently being Anne Ryan disciples, which I did not know. Shout out to Dr. Jared Ball, who shared that information with me to confirm Jared ruins everything. No, I'm kidding, but I still, when the spirit of radio, a song by Rush that I love. I love the spirit of radio because it's so true and accurate. Such a beautiful ode to the medium. Anyway, I love the spirit of radio. But Rush, shout out to Neil Peart, the late great drummer, who undoubtedly had either an African or an indigenous ancestor, because how that white man played them drums like that, y'all? How? How? His people didn't immigrate to Canada from the Netherlands. I don't know if they're Dutch, but Peart sounds kind of Dutch. Neil Peart people didn't come from the Netherlands knowing how to bang a drum like that. There's a First Nations woman in there somewhere. Trust what I tell you. Or an escaped enslaved person. I'm telling you, there's a black in there. Trust me, that white man did not come out of Europe exclusively playing the drums like that. Anyway, I have hit this J and it's great. You know why? Because we're doing a call-in show tonight. You know why? Because everything is bad. Everybody hurts. Everything is on fire around the world. Down the street, even down the street, even across the way. Big up to LA, even up in the city of Big Shoulders, one of my favorite big cities in this rotten ass country. Shout out to the Shy. Where is it not bad? Maybe the sun is shining where you are. maybe you reside in a corner of the world where God has not forsaken us. Call me now. Like a famous Jamaican lady once said, call me now. We have dropped the link. It's a call-in show. Because all the news I have is bad. It's not all bad. A lot of it is bad. And I'm like, you know what? Not on 999 day, portal day. Allow me a woo-woo moment. September 9th month. This is the 9th day. 2025, 2 + 2 + 5 = 9. Okay, the Astro girlies say this is important shit. Okay, this is important shit. So, we ought not to try to, I won't say not dwell on the negativity, because we have to live in reality. We have to discuss where we are and what we're doing. Or do we? But I'll leave it up to you. I'm here for it all, because ultimately, I do love listening to people as much as I sit up here and run my yam. Oh, I forgot. I was supposed to hit y'all with the Unabomber steez. My bad. Hold on. It's actually how I meant to come on. Drop the Unabomber, bomber. Boom. Shout out to the whole Backyard Band crew. But no. All right. No. Well, whatever. That's Unabomber, the go-go song, Alphabet Boys. Don't get excited. Don't be in your field always getting excited. Oh, you mentioning terrorism. Shut the fuck up. Learn some go-go. You're going to be in this goddamn region. Anyway, I'm sorry. Calm down. So anyway, Wilbert has dropped the link in the chat. So we are here for all takers. I'm trying to think even what little small talk conversation I have for y'all. and none of it's great. Governor Melonhead called the press today or posted something on his social media to lie to everybody and say he was seeking a second term and that he would not be seeking the presidency in 2028. He said he's going to run for a second term. When is his term up? What's this year? Has this nigga been in office? Oh, Jesus. 2026? That's right. Hey, this a bitch. I've lived under the under the Melonhead oppression for almost 3 whole years. Can you believe it? Of course he's going to run for a second term. What the fuck else is he going to do? 2028 is me. It's a ways. 3 years. Anyway, I don't believe Westmore. You shouldn't believe Westmore. Will I see boxes of color bearing messages? Messages have been born. Or I might be high. Either way.
Yeah, we got a super chat from Helpful Harm. Says, Kim, I would love to house the kitten you mentioned. I DM'd you on the BID clock app account. I can come any Friday, preferably anytime. Shout out to Helpful Harm.
Hold on. Helpful Harm, are you local? Are you driving a distance? So after, thank you, Will. After the Remix Morning Show, I went outside and the cat was not out there. I'm actually, fingers crossed, I am kind of hoping he comes back. I don't know if it's a he or a she. I don't know. But yeah, okay. I'm here for finding animals good homes. I support that. Thank you, Helpful Harm. What account did they say? You said Twitter? Because you know I don't check messages. Oh, the clock app. Oh, the clock app. Yes. Okay, yes. All right. I know where that tab is. I will touch it. I will lay fingers on that tab. I never touch that fucking tab. I see what I believe to be notifications popping on TikTok. I have no idea what the fuck they are. And I just only recently started adding comments under people's videos because I'm a TikTok lurker, baby. Y'all say I don't fucking post shit on TikTok. How can I post? I'm too busy looking at everybody else. So I'm a big time lurker, but I started leaving comments because the reason I had not previously been leaving comments is because the fucking talk to text, that shit is unreliable. and I've caught it a couple times when I've proofread what I dictated, and I'm like, oh my God, if I'm just imagine if I trusted the technology. This shit would be I'd be really out here under people's videos sounding 12 ways crazy. So I just started proofreading the shit because I don't trust it because anyway, I don't even want to get into it, y'all. I don't even want to get into it because all this technology shit ain't all cracked up to be. It really isn't. It really isn't. And that's not me being belligerent and owed per se. That's me looking at this shit. I'm like, this shit be falling down. And I expect it to fall down because I'm a Gen X kid. Like, computers went down sometimes, right? I don't expect it to fucking work perfectly. But I digress. Fuck was I talking about? Governor Melonhead? Anyway, fuck that nigga. We not worried about that nigga. What else did I see that I kind of wanted to bring up? It was Trump. Oh my goodness. So Trump was at the Museum of the Bible. And I know many of you were like, why is there a Museum of the Bible in Washington, D.C.? Well, because we live in a Christo-fascist country. That's why there's a Museum of the Bible. And it's no even no shots to the Bible. It's like, nigga, the Bible won't written here, my nigga. It wasn't written nowhere near here. I digress. So this nigga Trump was at the Museum of the Bible. It's not a holy place, so of course he was fine. He was all right. He didn't spontaneously combust. However, what did he say? He was talking about the DC crime stats, and he totally wanted to yada yada the fact that domestic violence is a crime. And he was like, a couple gets in a fight. Why is that a crime? Shut the fuck up. Somebody go check on Melania. I really have questions as to how Ivana Trump ended up at the bottom of a staircase, but y'all not ready for that conversation. Y'all not ready for that conversation. How the fuck Ivana Trump end up at the bottom of a staircase? And everybody was like, oh, well, that's a regular way to fucking die. No, it isn't. It isn't. Can we look into what happened to Ivana Trump? Too sweet, especially given the recent remarks of her husband, who Ivana Trump even said in her own memoir, she said that Trump had R-worded her. So trust me, DV and R-worders go hand in hand. And we already know he's a PDF file. Trump is hitting for the trifecta. I see why this nigga's concerned about getting into heaven. Yeah, buddy. It's not looking good. It's not looking good for you. You're not gonna get into the penthouse suite, sir. You're gonna be in the basement apartment. Nah. Worse than that, shit. It's gonna be a bad place for Donald Trump when he goes down to yonder. I guess you can go down to yonder too. Yonder is down also. Listen, y'all. Will has somewhere to be. Okay. Will has somewhere to be. And let me set forth the parameters real quick of the call-in show. You don't have to turn on your cameras. I don't care. I mean, that's up to you. It don't make me never mind. So there's that. And even though fire famers are preferred, we take calls from anybody. We take calls from dissenters, And I know there's a number of thumb thugs that come in here. I am made aware of the level of trolling and random disparaging things that either are said or are attempted to said because my mods don't play about me. My mods don't play about me. And you thumb thugs, I'm sure, have found that out. Find your ass timed out for 20,000 seconds. Best of luck to you. And trust me, it's not that I can't take it. I ain't worried about it because I always considered a fucking source. But anyway, Wilbert.
We got the Philly Sun.
Oh,
infinite content.
The God. I see the God. Unmute yourself, brethren.
Oh, can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Infinite content. Peace. How you doing?
Oh gosh, the fuckery just is incessant. It just does not yield. It does not break. It's like the Mongols invading. This just keeps coming and coming and coming. Now I will start off with a news update that you haven't had a chance to get to. This is a Cops Ain't Shit update. Do you remember back in about 5 years ago where they had down South Florida where the UPS driver got hijacked and held hostage, and they aired it. They aired the whole thing out. They bust off like over 200 shots. Well, 4 of the cops are actually going to have been indicted for manslaughter.
Really?
One of the cops, however, is trying to pull some stand your ground bullshit defense. I'm like, fam, you ever think it's like you didn't mind your background, you didn't heed the fact that there was a fucking hostage there. Then you just shot randomly. You killed the hostage, and you killed a bystander on a busy road that was where traffic was jammed because nobody could go anywhere. Because not only was it rush hour, but they had everything blocked off so that the hijackers couldn't get away.
I remember that story because it was tragic. Also, because I don't think UPS made a statement condemning the police's actions that resulted in the death of their worker. And yeah, that was flagrant. What year? You said that was 5 years ago. Infinite, was that?
It was 4 or 5 years ago.
Or was it Miami-Dade?
It was the road had popped off already by then.
Oh man. Well, I'm glad to hear charges at least. And hopefully these cops haven't been sleeping well for the past few years, worried about the specter of these charges looming over their heads. Like, we don't want them to be comfortable under any circumstances. Of course, we would prefer them under the jail.
What I would prefer is something I have to redact.
Right.
we'll leave that at that.
We'll leave that at that.
Next thing, the Z state is really wilding out here because if they did any other state did this, they would be in open war.
Which state?
Because the Z state.
Oh, the Z state.
That state that we will not name.
Oh, right, because YouTube will put the boot on shit.
Yeah.
They boot my shit.
Because they went did assassination on the Yemeni prime minister and other heads of state, and then they went did a attack on the flotilla. And keep in mind, the flotilla, it was in Tunisia. Tunisia's in West Africa, last I checked, correct?
Wait, you breaking news? Because I thought you were going to say the strike that they did on Doha and.
Oh, I was getting to that.
Oh, my bad. Hold on, but so wait, they attacked the flotilla. Are people okay?
It doesn't look good. Because it came out of nowhere. Of course, they didn't do it themselves. They use a drone because they're bitch ass niggas. But what do you expect? Bitch assness will make you use bitch ass tactics. That's okay, because them age groups had let them choppers sing.
The age groups, listen.
The age groups, like one, that age group in Yemen, they rocked the airport, and I think they might have hit an alleged nuclear facility that's in the Z state. And on top of that, then you had the H group up in Lebanon. They dropped a couple hundred rockets a couple days ago.
Where have I been? I guess I ain't been on my phone.
See,
wait a minute. Look at y'all. Infinite came on here reporting good news.
I'm telling you all, if you want to follow up on keep abreast of what the H groups will really be doing, check out The Cradle, check out Electronic Intifada, check out Mahmoud OD, and there's Colonel Damo. There's a few other people, but trust me, if you look, you can find it, even though they try and suppress it. And and that little bitch, that damn Karen in Georgia.
Yes.
Oh my God. I'm like, you literally caused a goddamn international incident being a Karen. Because I mean, I would not be surprised if every South Korean company in the U.S. decide to withdraw their capital and their companies out the U.S. for that bullshit.
I'm sure. Listen, there will be consequences for that, and it's funny you bring that up, Infinite.
Oh, and the bitch is running for Congress.
She thought she
in
was.
Georgia's 12th district. Georgia's 12th 1-2 TH district.
But like apparently, so the Korean American creators are
they're 38 hot.
No, but they're posting that they are that this woman, whatever her name is, the queen of the Karens, this bitch is getting rinsed in Korean media spaces. Like they said that they are over in Korea rinsing her ass out.
And I'm mad on their behalf because ain't no goddamn reason this should have been happening.
And they say, "Oh, girl, look like she not getting good rest. Like this, it's been a tumultuous few days."
She looks like she getting good rest, good deed, good karma, good lived a good life, good nothing.
Nothing. Oh my gosh! But look at the. First of all, and this is why I try to tell our white sister in the chat, y'all. Look at what the power of the Karen can do, okay? That's power right there. It really is. But when you Karen for righteousness, you know what I'm saying? We want y'all to switch that shit around and give it back to them righteous style. I'm telling you, it can be done. Y'all have to try it out in the world, though. For y'all, don't believe me. I'm just trying to tell you the shit is legit. Y'all, the power of white women. Look, I talk about this with buddy, like y'all.
It's like
don't piss off white women. White women will come and get you.
Use it thy power. Use it thy careness for good in the world. That's Infinite 327. The Book of Infinite 3 verse 327.
Karens for righteousness. I'm telling you some powerful shit, y'all. All the white women's watching, y'all got to give it a try.
Take a quick look at my my logo today. You know who that is, right?
No. Who is it?
It's Starscream Like from Transformers the
Hey,
movie,
yes.
when he decided he wanted to be the ruler of the Decepticons for all about 17 seconds before Galvatron came up and aired him out.
I gotta say,
If you know, you know.
Transformer movies. I remember all the Transformers cartoons.
I'm talking about the 86 movie. Where
Oh,
we had,
that one. Yes. No, I definitely saw that one, but I ain't seen that shit lately though. Infinite content. But
man,
no, I know what you're talking about.
my brother sent me the most traumatizing thing that ever happened in our childhood. The scene where Optimus Prime died.
Oh man.
Like they had to change up a whole lot of movies after that. That like traumatized like generations of kids our age.
And I tell you a quick story. So E.T., you remember when E.T. came out? What was that? 83
Yeah.
chat? So maybe I was 4 or 5. My mama took me to see E.T. in the movie theater. And you remember that scene where like E.T. was like rolled up in the shroud or whatever, and somehow he got unrolled and his body was all dead. I screamed in the movie there like, no! And somebody hollered out, take the baby out of the theater. My mama had to take me out of the theater and calm me down. I'm like, did you see that shit?
Yeah, like I said, we went through some real trauma back in the day, just going to the movies or just turning on the TV.
Oh man, I was traumatized by Nightmare on Elm Street for 10 years at least of my youth. Like Freddy Krueger had me scared. Any duration of time.
Let me take it a little bit back. The first time The Exorcist ever came on TV, they put it on like in 1980-ish. And I was like 5 years old watching this. And you know what commercial they put on right after Exorcist went off air? Remember the old commercials from the Gap where like, ball into the gap. I'm like, after saying this crazy bitch just talk with this deep voice, and you gonna put that commercial up? Man,
it was
me and my brother and sister was not right for a minute.
Listen, Gen X is tough. Well, and I gotta say, but the younger kids are also tough because we didn't do school shooter drills and have like police run through the halls in full tack gear, screaming and shit. Like I can imagine that might be a little traumatizing for the kids. They're getting their trauma in their own ways, their own.
Like, cause I'm still trauma, like after that thing that happened up in Minnesota, I don't hear about thoughts and prayers. Those kids were literally praying in a church.
Yep. 100%. And it's funny, they try to blame it on trans, and I'm like, cool.
No.
But, what?
I think there's some abuse that happened there.
To be clear, not cool to blame it on trans. But my point is this: the shooter was a white. Let's start there. A white and born male. That's the recipe for school shooter. There we go. I mean, don't blame it on trans. Blame it on a white plus gun plus male. Regardless of how they identified, that's what they was born, and unfortunately, that shit is in their DNA. I'm so sorry to our whites, our lovely whites that are friends. All of y'all not killers.
And I would like to make a quick PSA, but maybe for all people that are rage watching and hate watching, keep on watching. We appreciate it. We want to watch ours.
Hey. Thank you, but Infinite, I want them to take it a step further. Come rage watch me to my face. I mean, like to my ears. So, I mean, listen. I'm here to respond to any criticism because but you need to know at a baseline. Ultimately, I do not give a fuck. But I'm not a thin-skinned individual. You can come up here and say pretty much any fucking thing. If you want to get into a cussing contest, we could do that too. I mean, it's not,
no, I don't think that. I don't think they want that from you, Kim. I mean, I would personally enjoy to watch it, but I'm like, no, some cusses. I'm like, no, I've learned. Just historically, I've learned don't do with black women. They'll come up with some cuss words that'll hurt you 7 generations.
Man, listen, Infinite. I'm so grateful that just a few short years ago, I'm grateful and mad at myself at the same time. I was not in tune to the pure cussing genius that Caribbean women, Black British women, and African women give. I didn't realize they was cussing you for generations. Dog! I mean, it's levels of cussing that we in America, we do our thing. Don't get me wrong.
You started hearing it, and you aren't even from the islands. You be like, blood clot.
Dog, they will cuss you. It will cuss your mother. Jesus, leave the mothers out of it. No.
No. The problem is that whatever line you crossed, you brought that on yourself.
I agree. So anyway, if you appreciate my cussing style, I'm tend to tell you it was elevated once I tapped in to African, Black, British, and Caribbean women cussing. I said, "Oh, I've been doing this shit at a low level. let me step
You're like, it's like I need to get back into the dojo."
Right? Let me hit the track, bro. Jeez. So yeah.
Oh, but here's my thing. That he's going to try and pull it in DC and Philly and New York, right? He's going to try and pull it. I'm like, first off, you need to. You didn't do too well over in LA, and the more north you go, the more militants you're going to run into. And if you try and pull in Oakland, it might just be outright battles. But I will say this to you people, everybody in the chat, know your rights, know your fourth, fifth, 8th, and 14th Amendment rights, and 5 elements of the First Amendment. Know all the elements of the other amendments. Make sure that if you are going to these protests, turn your phones off. I mean, record if you have to from a different device, but turn your phones off because they will be flying drones over and trying to collect your info and your data, so they could try and scoop you up later because they were like, "Oh, you were engaged in illegal activity." They won't tell you what the illegal activity is, and make sure that where you are, learn what your right to ID laws are, because the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is not a right to ID state. They can only ID you if you are if they have regional or articulable suspicion that you committed a crime, are committing a crime, or about to commit a crime. But absent that, they can't just go ahead and ID you or pull no stop and frisk shit. Because if they do get their info, and I'm sorry, the city's going to have to pay. And maybe you should start asking these judges to start paying the judgments out, these cops' pensions. And if you do get into a lawsuit, ask the judges to see if they can potentially put in an order to ban said officers, if you're able to successfully sue the officer civilly, to ban them from being able to work for any federal government, county or municipal entity ever again, because you can't. They can't just be out here doing this. You have to go ahead and get your pound of flesh in a different way, even if they violate your rights. Yes, I sit around and think about ways to inflict the most pain, but not kill you, because that is too good of a reward.
Thank you for the caveat.
I wouldn't do that, Kim. Look, if you was my woman, I'd make love to you constantly. But I ain't trying to hurt you. I'm just trying to love you.
Oh, I didn't think you was trying to hurt me, Infinite. We trying to hurt the system.
Oh yeah. Oh, the pigs, burn them in ash if I can.
In ash them.
Yeah. But I think I think I've given you all a good few minutes of infotainment, edutainment, if you, as KRS would say, and we never meet your heroes. Oh my gosh, I can't believe KRS went out so sad.
Man, I was about to say, we only referencing KRS of 86, 88, 89.
To about 91.
91, you know what I'm saying? We don't reference 2023 KRS. No.
Oh yeah, I'm like, wow, man. Anyways, let me get off, and I'll let somebody else jump on. Take it easy, love.
Peace to the God. I see Infinite Content 215 Philly represent. Big up. You know I love Philly.
Look, when my sneaks start leaning and my heat stop working, then my heat start working, I'm gonna rob me a person, catch a brother sleeping while he out in the open, and I'm gonna get him.
No, it's got to get him. I'm gonna get him. I'm like, you better go to Philly. Man, that always gets me excited.
Oh, and I'm gonna find a recent freeway freestyle I just saw online a couple weeks ago. I'm gonna listen to that later on tonight. All
Do
right.
that.
Peace, Kim. Peace.
Peace, 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 infinite. Appreciate infinite content, even though what we do is wrong, wrong, wrong. Is that how ICE pull up to work every fucking day? Even though what we do is
They
wrong.
don't got taste like that.
Oh,
But
you're right about that.
can we shout out the chat and can we shout out Latif and Sith Lord and Swery Fairy? Fairy said texture spray paint is legal to carry.
Hey
Okay.
now. All right.
All right.
The more you
Fairy
know.
getting creative. Shout out to Tyler, Stolen Loner.
Yes, big up, big
Who else in here?
You know,
Twitch fam, Fancy Felipe Flo, if I say it right. Thank you for joining us.
peace.
Afraid Night, Holly Horn.
Hey, what's up,
Who
Holly?
else? We got a good amount of people up in there. Yipper, shout out to Yipper and Brenda Arabia.
It's funny it's funny you say Yipper 99 because Yipper's been here a long time. And I don't think no one's ever heard Yipper's voice. Okay. I remember how excited we were when we finally saw Big Teal. Shout out to Big Teal, wherever Big Teal is. Shout out to Big Teal. But yo, Yipper, ain't nobody never heard you. Never, ever. Not never. Come out the shadows.
Come out. Shout out to Nat A too.
Nat,
and the whole Fire fam and Afraid Not.
Donnie Bird, yes. Jersey represent. What's up, Tennessee? What's up, Nat A? What's going on? Thank you. Nobody else in the queue? Ooh.
No,
y'all shy tonight.
Right now.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna talk a little bit more shit to y'all. And I'm gonna turn you loose. How many people we got in here, Will? Because Infinite said
128.
Okay, maybe we got about 30 hate watchers. Maybe that's about 30. When we get up to 200 plus, I know half of the motherfuckers being here just hate watching, which is weird. But whatevs. They say that people used to, okay. Y'all know radio is my first medium. So as a result, there are certain people who are radio greats. Even though I may not dig the style, I can't take away from the finesse and the elevation. And Howard Stern is one of those people. Now I think Howard Stern is a misogynistic, racist piece of shit as a person, but as a radio personality, and especially in his early days of his career, I really appreciated the way Howard Stern held his nuts. And in his movie Private Parts, which is semi-autobiographical, I guess. There were some instances in his career where he bucked, right? And either got fired and got another job, or he bucked and the shit worked. But anyway, when they were going over his ratings once he got to New York in the scene in Private Parts, the program director was like, well, how's he doing? Pig vomit. The programmer director, that pig vomit is what Howard Stern called the program director. He was not named in the movie. But anyway, pig vomit, the program director was like, well, how are the ratings doing? And the sales guy, whoever the fuck, was like, well, he's got all these listeners. And he was like, but more people listen to Howard because they don't like him. Like Howard Stern had more people hate listening than fans, right? But anyway, also, obviously, Howard Stern was allowed to buck as a white man, right? So he was allowed to do things that others may not have been allowed to do. And that's why, again, Wendy Williams, even though I don't dig Wendy's style, and I never have, I've never done, I don't know, a lot of her gossip, it just seemed like hurtful. You know what I mean? Even if she was speaking some inevitable truths about how Diddy and others were abusers. Of course, I'm I guess glad that she said that shit, but I don't know. I didn't dig it. But to Wendy's credit, she bucked. You know what I mean? What do I mean by buck? I mean, you do something, especially in the medium of radio, you do something that either your manager, your program director has told you not to do, or you do something or say something that in advance you probably suspect this is edgy, this might be crossing a line or whatever. and you know that you're going to get in trouble, but you're willing to accept the consequences, whatever they may be. And Wendy Williams herself got fired from a couple gigs. You know what I'm saying? Shit happens. But when you're allowed to buck and still move, like, you know, you see how groundbreaking people are allowed to become. But you see, there's no more Wendy Williams and Howard Sterns. In fact, that syndicated ensemble out of New York, right? From what and not from what I understand, from what I have witnessed, you know, there are folks that are Brother Leonard's fans out here in the world. And, you know, we don't have to wonder why someone like Charlemagne is syndicated, why they're on a platform doing cable news, why they're allowed all these platforms. What does he talk about? Like, what kind of stands, what kind of politics? When I was in Kansas City and I was doing the morning show, did I tell y'all this story already? The program director out there, I was out there for 6 weeks. I said, no shots to KC at all. Respect to Kansas City and the people, but that situation was not for me. But so I did the morning show, and I'm shout out to John Blaze, my nigga John Blaze out Columbus. Me and John was killing it. We was killing them. Me and JB was on fire out there. And the program director called me in his office. He's like, you know, it's going great. It's going great. But I just want you to play it a little bit more down the middle. Oh, you talking to me? oh, you talking to me to play it down the middle? What? You knew what kind of time I was on when I came out here. You want me to come out there and do the switch up? Oh, you want me to do a little bit more corporate speak, a little bit more play it down the middle. I am not a play it down the middle nooker, okay? I had to play it down the middle for a long fucking time. I promised you, baby. Never again. Never again. Play it down the middle for what? You become an accomplice. You become complicit. I watch these news presenters and I'm like, dog, like you are towing the fucking line out here. Like there's a responsibility, either as a journalist or as somebody that designates themselves as a truth teller. I'm not trying to tell y'all my fucking truth. I'm trying to tell y'all the fucking truth. The truth is not a lot of things. But anyway, I digress. Let me spark this J. Y'all out here bullshitting. y'all out here bullshitting. But that's fine. Y'all be on some bullshit. That's cool. Shout out to the homie Trey D. Trey D, thank you so much for your Cash App support. Courtney, again, thank you for the support you sent last week. What's today? Tuesday? I guess it was last week. No show Friday, y'all. You know why? You know why we're not having a show Friday? It's Wilbert's birthday this week. So shout out to Wilbert and all of the Virgo massive. I'm a fan of Virgos. I have a number of Virgo placements in my chart. And I mean like 5 Virgo placements. It's weird. Shout out to Shades. I don't think Shades is in the chat, but shout out to Shades. I actually showed Shades. I know Shades in real life. I showed Shades my birth chart and they laughed. And I'm like, what's funny? And they were like, what did they say? They were like, well, when you have 5 planets, or when you have one sign in 5 placements or some shit in your birth chart, they call that Shades gave it a name. It was like a stellium, a stellarium. I don't fucking know. And they said to me, they were like, you know, people who have like a stellarium, I don't know the real word. Like you don't need an astrologist. You need a like you need a psychologist or some shit. I don't know. It was something to it, but it made me chuckle. But I like Virgos. One of my best friends in the world, someone who has been my best friend for half my life, is a Virgo. One of my favorite people. I've always gotten along good with Virgos. I think because Virgo understands Leo. You know what I mean? Which is an art. Leos are not for the faint of heart or ego, or, you know, if your feelings are easily hurt, then you probably shouldn't you probably shouldn't deal with Leos. I wouldn't. I mean, no shots to Leo men. I know infinite closure is. This ain't about you, nigga. You couldn't pay me to date a Leo man. What? On purpose? When Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck hooked back up for round 2, I said, ain't no way. I said, ain't no way. Ain't no way. How you gonna have 2 asses on one throne? That don't make sense. Somebody can't sit here. So someone gets to sit on the throne and someone else has to stand up. And can't 2 Leo royals sit on the same throne? There's only one fucking throne, by the way. Only one. Anyway, y'all still bullshitting. I hate to see it. Hate to see it. Good thing for me, I don't see it well. So, I'm only somewhat in tune to y'all's shenanigans and chicanery tonight, which is fine. Y'all can be on that. You know why? Because y'all usually represent. So I will begrudge. And maybe a few of y'all or I guess all of yous are deciding to tread carefully on this Portal night. Let me tell you what I got going after the show is over. I'm going to take me a salt bath. I take salt baths. I try to get one in at least once a month. I really should be doing these joints probably once a week because shit be trying to lay on you. But my salt bath is going to consist of tonight. I'm switching it up a little bit. I'm putting clary sage essential oil in, which I really like the way that smells in the water and the steam in the bathroom. It smells great. A couple of bay leaves. So a handful of whole cloves. It's going to be some medicinal shit. Y'all not ready for this. Some whole cloves. And then I'm going to throw in a couple of my go-tos, my usual. The lavender essential oil and myrrh maybe? Or sandalwood. We'll see. We'll see. But y'all, I have to do these things. I have to, again, woo. But I have to do this shit. I have to take salt baths. I'm telling you, to cleanse your aura, clear the negativity about your shit. The human body is a significant portion of water, right? Salt and water in your body. We give off low levels of electricity. The salt fucking does something in the water, and I don't know. I ain't the chemist. You know what I'm saying? I can't explain the fucking chemical reactions and shit. All I know is my grandma used to take Epsom salt baths, and she lived to be 92. I don't know if it's a direct correlation, but I like the way I feel after the Epsom salt baths. Not just the Epsom salt, but the essential oils that I put in. And be sure if you are doing essential oils, make sure that they are essential oils, not perfume oil. When I first started collecting essential oils, I got hit with the rope-a-dope on one of them joints because I bought some lilac oil. I'm like, ooh, lilac oil probably smells really good. But it wasn't essential oil. It was like perfume oil. And when you burn that, like, unfortunately, a lot of store-bought candles and shit, you are releasing a lot of toxins into your air space. So they say, make sure you get an essential oil, the essentials. So yeah, anyway, I'm trying to give Unabomber steez. I can't say too much positive about you can't say nothing in the affirmative. Niggas clip that shit in a heartbeat. Jesus, you'd have thought fucking Luigi had studied the nigga. He just read the manifesto and gave it 5 stars. Like, Jesus Christ, he can't even read without all of the the negative aspersions. For fuck's sake.
We got the good DJ Vesper X on the line.
On the ones and twos. Hi, Vesper.
Hey,
Long
hey,
time
Will,
no
hey,
see.
I know. And you were just like, when I was coming out of YouTube to get on this, I was listening to you talking about what is called a spirit bath.
Ooh, go
So that's
on.
what you're doing is a spirit bath, and I have a wonderful recipe if you ever want one. But I definitely use sage as
Mm.
a base because it cleanses everything. It cleanses negative energy, cleanses positive energy, it cleanses everything. So when you reset it with something else like cloves and lavender, there you go. So I mean, just like you cleanse crystals, you got to cleanse your body. Your body is, you know, an energetic totality. I don't know how else to explain it, but it
No,
works.
no, no. Listen, for those of y'all that are peopling in the world, right? you got to deal with your coworkers, your
Right.
got to deal with fellow commuters, you got to deal with your children, you got to deal with your family and your mother-in-law and everything. For those of y'all that people at a very high level, keep in mind, like, yeah, people can put their bullshit on you, and I don't mean
Yep.
simply just projecting it on you. Like, people themselves have a certain energy, weirdness, meanness, nastiness, deceitful,
Yep.
and if you touch those people or you touch their
Or
shit, you
you
gotta
get
cleanse yourself for
intimate,
that shit.
or if you get intimate with those people, that's even deeper
Ooh.
because their BS will attach to you, merge with your energies. There is a merging of energies. Sometimes people can take your energy that way
Ooh.
because of, so, it is, it goes beyond that because like I'm a lot like you, Kim. Like I don't get out much just because of my disability and other factors in my life. I just don't get out much, but I still feel it. I go to the grocery store. I'm an empath. I feel everything. I can feel illness on folks. I can feel anger on folks. I can feel all the things. And, I got to do a spirit bath, especially in the winter. I love doing spirit baths in the winter because, it's cold. You get in a nice hot Epsom salt bath with all those aromas and some candles. It's also a mental health thing,
It really
but,
is for
but
me,
yeah,
because I
yeah.
have to do things that keep me
We all got to do things to keep us sane.
I mean, but it's a list actually. Like, I have to do
Right.
things that keep me sane. I have to do things that keep me out of jail. I have to do things that like that keep a lot of things. I mean, because Vesper, shout out to Janelle Monáe, the tightrope, and whether you're high
Hmm.
or low, whether you're
I love
high
that
or
song.
low, you got to
Yep.
bone it, tightrope to bone it. That's a real
That song.
fucking
That
record,
song is
y'all.
deep.
Yeah, it
That song is
really
deep. It's a banger that you can dance to. That's deep
yes.
because it's like layered like an onion, like Lauryn Hill's lyrics. Like because
Mm.
it goes beyond that. Like the tightrope is the Illuminati eye, right?
Oh
Because
shit.
you can see the dark and the light at the same time. So walking the tightrope is the path of enlightenment.
Ooh, is that look at Vesper, y'all dropping kernels of knowledge God. Out here. I love that record. First of all, that's one of my favorite albums of all time, the Archangel. I love that
That was her
album.
masterpiece. But
Woo!
she's a deep thinker. I want to see her and Childish Gambino collaborate. I would love to see a collaboration between the two of them because they're both deep thinkers that understand this on another level. Like, Childish Gambino or Donald Glover, like master of his craft. Atlanta, hands out, probably the best series that was ever developed.
I think I need to re-watch it because
You definitely need to rewatch it.
I think I have to rewatch it because I
Like my
so
favorite episode is
Atlanta and Insecure were out around the same time, and I tried
right.
watching both, and I watched the first 2 seasons of each, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I didn't get it, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe I'm just old. Maybe I've just crossed that threshold. I don't understand young people shit. I didn't. I'm willing to rewatch it because I know people loved it so. But the first, I'm like, I don't.
Well, there's also the element of Atlanta that like both Insecure and Atlanta, like the location is its own character. And even in season 3 of Atlanta, like they take it to Europe, but it's almost like Atlanta is with the characters because the characters are from Atlanta. So it's still a character. So it's like, you know, because there's AT aliens running around Europe. Like, but a lot of the stuff in the show, like, is some real shit that would only happen in Atlanta. Like, there's an old episode called The Woods where he gets lost in the woods. That could easily happen here in Atlanta. It's happened to me. It's happened to people I know where like you will see something on GPS and be like, oh, I could just cut through these woods and I'll be right there instead of going because there is no public transportation here or sidewalks. It's a Republican state. Like you're lucky if you find a sidewalk on one side of the road, but then you'll never find a crosswalk to get to the other side. So you're having to jaywalk and then, a cab all day. So like there are times where you look at the GPS and you're like, I can cut across this woods. I can get to that location real easy. And then you can easily get lost. Like maybe there's just a cell phone outage area in the middle of the woods and then suddenly you don't know where you're going or your phone dies or you think you're going in one direction and you're actually going in another. And next thing you know, you're lost in the woods.
See, that's how you be bumping into Sasquatch. Won't be me. Hey, Vesper, speaking of Atlanta, before we went on the show, Molly Shaw dropped in our Slack channel that Cop City charges were dropped against a number of the Cop City defendants. So you guys, please be sure to tune into the Remix Morning Show tomorrow morning on Black Liberation Media. I'm sure our good brother Kamal Franklin will provide a comprehensive update about that. But that is good news. So look at
it is really good news. I was following it because I follow Atlanta Community Press Collective. They've been doing some great coverage. Great coverage from the very beginning, and they've only grown as an organization. So I was watching the proceedings through them. I didn't catch today's proceedings, but I was watching the judge and he was doing everything he could to help the state. And even then he was looking at the indictment like, are you all serious?
See, listen.
But I think that was the whole goal, though. That was the whole goal, was to drag them through court so they couldn't use their First Amendment rights. I mean, it really is. They are going out of control using these RICO charges on everyone here in Georgia. I thought it was a joke that they did it against Trump. They could have come after him for anything else. Same thing goes for the YSL trial. That was some bullshit. And the same thing goes for this. Like, I just don't understand. And most of these people are Black Democrats. That's the thing that like, I wanted to share a story with you, and this is related. I called Ossoff's office this week.
A noted Black Democrat. Yes, go on. I'm sorry. I'm fucking with you.
Well, I mean,
no,
I also called Warnock too.
No. But listen, you were supposed to give the smoke to your folks, so you called John Ossoff first,
and Warnock, and Warnock.
Well, absolutely, no, and absolutely, you should have called them both. I appreciate you calling Warnock. No, what's the nigga name? Ossoff. I'm glad you called Ossoff first, though. Yes.
So I called both of them. Warnock stops. I guess they screen my calls now. It just goes to voicemail. They stop picking up. Ossoff, I got this young lady. It looks like they got, because I call at least once a month. I try to call weekly, but I do call once a month, right? So they have a whole new staff. I thought that was a little interesting. Yeah, especially considering that there were a lot of people there that when I was talking on the phones with them, they didn't seem very happy. So now we have this new crew, and I asked a very, very simple question that any of us should be able to ask our senators. What are you doing right now? That's it. I just asked, I said, what is he doing right now? I said, what bills is he supporting? How does he feel about some of the bills that are passing the House? Like, the resolution to recognize Palestine as a state, or the Epstein files. Like, I just curious where he is, what he's doing. And the response I got was, well, I can't speak to the senator's thoughts.
what's his legislative agenda? Has he co-sponsored any bills?
That
Has
was
he
my follow.
offered
That
up
was
any
my
bills?
follow-up.
Well, how did he vote in committee on recent bills? Like what?
And then they said, you can go to the website to find that information. Then I said, what is your name? And she hung up on me.
Oh shit.
So then I called the next day after I calmed down and asked to speak to the comms director. Because I was like, whoever is running comms, shit rolls downhill. If this is how your people are answering the phones and responding to constituents, I need to speak to whoever's in charge. I want to speak to your supervisor. I Karen'd out. I did the whole Karen thing. I want to speak to your supervisor.
I was thinking I didn't want to
They hung up on me.
I know you identify as he, him, but I'm like, yeah, Vesper, you better Karen out this motherfucker. Yes, they hung
He,
up on
him,
you.
she, we, they, I don't care. Call me all the pronouns. But yeah, so the whoever was her supervisor finally got on the phone, but he hung up on me because he said I was yelling, and I wasn't yelling. But that was his excuse to hang up on.
You've been hanging around black people too long. Black people often get accused of yelling when we're
not.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just wild to me that this is their strategy going into 2026, and this is how they expect to win. Like Warnock and Ossoff, I'm telling you now. And especially if you go even into their comments on Blue Sky where it's like favorable, there's people in there like, what the fuck? You know, of course they're getting trashed on X because it's full of nothing but incels and Nazis. But I mean, I don't understand how they expect to win any election. And this is why I'm still on my own little personal one-person campaign of voting blue is not enough. Because we cannot continue to vote for Democrats or Republicans. I mean, none of us here support Republicans, but we can't continue to keep acting like these are legitimate organizations that are going to do anything for us. They won't. And they have proven time and time again that they never will. There are so many third parties out there that we can choose from. Most people don't even know about.
So there's a video floating around social media, Vesper. Maybe you've seen it, maybe chat, maybe y'all have seen it. It is the video of the white farmers out of, I want to say, northwest Arkansas. And they're talking about how a third of farms is going to collapse unless they get some assistance, and how the tariffs and all like they were not explicitly critical of Trump, but everything that they had complained about were directly attributable to Trump's policies, right? And the canceling of like USAID. I mean, USAID, CIA operation, World Health, service provider. But it was also a subsidizers of American farmers, because they would purchase the food from American farmers and distribute it globally. So they have lost out on money, contracts canceled, et cetera, et cetera. I said that to say this. I feel like there perhaps is a unique, opportune moment for some class solidarity with the whites, Vesper. But my concern is, but it's always a concern. Every time I think that white folks are going to come around, maybe at a critical mass, they never do. They never do. They see what the fuck's going on. They can point to it. They can articulate it. Even in some instances, disagree with Trump's policies. Even the farmers have to concede that this immigration mass deportation strategy is fucking with their ability to harvest, to do all the things, right? And I'm like, are the whites about to get it? Are they about to come to have a come to Jesus moment, Vesper? And they never do. The whites disappoint me every time.
And it's because history. I mean, honestly, I think it goes beyond race, because it's right now we are in a battle
it does,
and it doesn't, right? But I know what you're talking about, and I see what you're talking about.
Because we're seeing only black and brown people be targets of this state at a federal level. You know what I'm saying? Even at a local level, but it's accelerated now, and people are being disappeared, and white people are not being disappeared, right? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Immigrant whites not being disappeared, right? So unfortunately in America, it obviously is always class, but it is always race that underpins
it's
everything.
Both. Yeah. It's both. Yeah.
Right. So the whites have an opportunity. They have an
I
opportunity.
know, and that's the thing, is that's why I don't even identify as white, because I don't understand how you can see all this shit and not act. You know, even in your own self-interest. Like, be racist all you want, but like you're still acting against your own self-interest. Like, that's just, you know, insanity.
But
That's
that's the fun.
insanity.
But that's how fun racism is, Vesper. You've been
Well,
missing out.
that's what racism is. It's insanity, right?
You've
Like, I
been
mean,
missing out. You could have been racist this whole time. It is the funnest shit ever. It is. It is the only great thing about being white is that you get to be racist in America. Vesper, how could you have shirked this amazing experience that so many other whites?
because it's disgusting, and it's always been disgusting to me. That's why I don't speak to my family no more. That's why I don't have any white friends. It's because the shit is fucking disgusting. Nothing about that is good. Like, I do like the fact that, like, I can fuck with the police and not, you know, get hurt. You know, there is some benefits to white privilege in this society, but I don't relish it, you know, and I don't want it, if that makes sense. I don't desire it. And I think that that's the problem, is like we've been propagandized on all fronts in all aspects of our society in this country, to the point where white people have been programmed to believe that being racist is somehow a good thing and that it's going to help them. And it never has. It never has. Like, all of this shit is just, I mean, honestly, I think all of it has to do with the propaganda. You know, the MK Ultra shit is real, and they've been doing it since forever, and everybody is being affected. You know, they when they see any group of people catching on to the reality of the situation and making moves to change it, they immediately come in with their CIA tactics and start doing some propaganda shit. That's how we got Black conservatives and, you know, this whole idea of the Black buying power. That's how we got, you know, generation after generation of people, you know, that are just completely against anything that'll help them because of racism. You know, like,
I just
like
don't want you to. You can't underestimate. I'm not saying you are, but be sure not to underestimate how much value that the racist whites, that the MAGA whites put in whiteness, right?
Oh yeah, they put a lot of value in it.
They are fully in support of immigrants being snatched off the street, Black people being detained, denied their constitutional and civil rights, while they know Trump is a whole fucking pedophile in the White House, while they were up here up in arms, hooting and
for some people, that was the deal breaker. They're still racist, but they finally turned away from Trump because that was the deal breaker, this whole Epstein thing. But I mean, again, a lot of them, they're selfish. A lot of them, it only matters to them when it affects them. They don't 100%. Care. It could affect their children, and they don't care. In fact, my parents are like that. All this stuff is affecting me, and they don't care. They don't care because they're selfish. And I think that that's the real issue right now, is we're propagandized, and none of the things that you said earlier are negated by what I'm about to say. Like, everything you said is real, factual, the reality of the situation, right? However, I also see that, like, on a deeper level, on a more, you know, like I was talking about the Illuminati eye level, that it goes beyond all of the things that they use to divide us, like race and religion and all of that. It's just really easily distilled down to the selfish versus the selfless. The selfish versus the selfless. Those of us that are on the side of a free Palestine understand that it has nothing to do with us. It's about being selfless and standing up for others. And it's the same thing that's going on with all these other things. I have no invested interest personally in seeing the liberation of Black people. It's not going to affect me. But I still understand that we need it and we have to have it. Like, these are things that are not to be debated. Human rights are not things to be debated. So we are at a crossroads as humanity as a whole, beyond our country, beyond borders, beyond race and religion. We are at a crossroad. We have a choice on whether or not we want to be on the side of selflessness or selfishness. And those people that are selfish are doing everything they can to take us all the way back to the days of slavery. Really, they want to go back to the days of slavery, where they felt they have this idea that somehow it was great for them and that it was better for everyone, even though that's, like, again, selfishness. Selfishness is a delusion, you know? So those of us that are living in reality understand that, you know, it's not about me. It's not about the individual. It's about all of us, the collective. If we're not doing things for the collective, then we're not going to survive as a species. And that's where we're at. A decision to survive as a species or not. So all of, you know, that's what I love you, Kim, because like I said, every time I come on here, I always remind you of that Lauryn Hill quote. One drop of purity can cleanse a cesspool. Your perspective is unique and needed now more than ever, because you are coming from an intention and a place of selflessness. And you make people laugh in the process. You make people laugh at the absurdity of the situation. And you're waking up minds in the process. So keep doing the God's work for real. Because every single one of us out right now, speaking up and saying the things that need to be said is a drop of purity. Let's make it rain. Until eventually those selfish people have no position of power and they can just go do their own little thing elsewhere without fucking up everything for everyone else.
I agree.
I
They
love
must
you,
be
Kim.
banished. Thank you, Vesper. Those are extremely kind and generous words. I love you per always. I love understanding and hearing your passion, and I know that you are the words that, you know, that you put forth. I can feel it, you know.
You know,
So
be
I
the change you want to see isn't a thing for me. It's what I live by, you know. And a lot of us don't realize, like, there are little things in our lives that we can do, like picking up trash. It could be that simple, or giving someone a smile, or holding open a door for someone. You know, just little acts of kindness, little acts of change, little things that you can do in your daily life to make the world a better place. If we all did that and focused on ourselves, the world would change overnight. We can't control other people. We can try to reason with them, but if they don't want to see reason, they're not going to see it. So fuck them all, and including all the trolls in the chat that I'd be bopping on the head. Fuck them.
bop, 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 bop in the head.
I still don't understand why you would come into a chat and hate. I just don't understand hate watching. Like, I don't understand it. Like,
so I think it's twofold. I think they like me on the low, but then
but you know what? Some of the ones I'd be bopping on the head be saying some sexist shit, but saying some nasty things that I think they do like you.
They do like me. And the other thing is, I think I think it's some alphabet boys in here, and I, you know, there's the whole psyop, blah blah blah, you know, blah blah blah, just to come in,
probably robots,
talk shit. So all right, whatever. Thank you, engagement. I don't give a fuck. Have fun. Shout out to Brother Jamil in the chat. Thank you, Brother Jamil. I appreciate you coming through. DJ Vesper X, I have to turn you loose because Will has a hard out, and I want to say good night.
And we're well past it. Okay, sorry, Will. Love y'all. Namaste. Peace.
Thank you, Vesper. Thank you, Vesper. I appreciate all that. I mean, and I think, guys, you would understand this sentiment, and please don't take what I'm about to say literally. It is alliteration, as it were. It's really hard not to pick up the crack pipe on a daily basis. Okay, like the older I get, I used to wonder, because I told you I grew up and I lived next door to a crackhead, not crackhead, pardon me, a crack house with some crack addicts in it, right? Whatevs. And it used to befuddle me. Well, I was befuddled by why people started smoking crack anyway, because it was some folks my age started smoking crack. I'm like, why, y'all? We young. What are we doing? But I remember when the elders, it's not elders, but older niggas started smoking rocks. I'm like, why is it? Now I get it. I understand. I am not in danger of smoking crack, everybody. First of all, Can't even get crack. Where's crack at? Don't even tell me where crack is because I'm not interested in trying to find out where crack is, to try to underscore that I'm not in danger of smoking crack because I grew up next to the crack house. So I saw what crack did, and I still be befuddled as to why the people picked up the pipe. But I'm like, oh, life be lifing. I get it. Crack it away. Makes sense. I see the logic now as a burgeoning elder. I understand from life's wisdom. I am not in danger of smoking crack, y'all. I'm a pothead. I shroom on occasion, and everywhere else, at least stateside, every other the potential destination, stateside, it's a no-go. It is a no-go. And also anything dealing with syringes, a no-go. That would be a no-go. I'm here for ayahuasca. Does that count as drugs? I'm not sure. Peyote. I'm here for the herbal, for the medicinal but indigenous medicinal psychedelic experiences. Let me put it that way. Does that qualify as drugs? But not crack. I'm not in danger of picking up crack. I don't want y'all to send me messages of concern. Like, Kim, if you're feeling stressed. It comes from such a genuine place, but no, I'm not in danger. I've seen crack. It's bad. Oh man, crack's bad. Nat A, the potheads will unite. They will. We have, and we will continue to unite because it's a unifying type of thing. I used to think rap or hip hop culture was going to be what did it, was going to unify us. I was mistaken. I was mistaken. Thanks, gang. You guys are the bestest of the bestesses. So listen, I need y'all to work on a couple things before our next call-in show. Okay, I need y'all to work on your nerve. Okay, I need y'all to work on your nerve because I'm nice. I'm not gonna jump on you. Stop playing with me. I love to hear y'all's voices in real life. I'm very considerate of people's sensitivity to cutting on cameras. You do not have to turn on your camera in order to talk to me. Don't click the link now, motherfuckers. We about to sign off. I know I'm putting the pitch out, but I'm just saying going forward, gang, this is what I need. I need us to work on a couple of with some HR bullshit that used to get hit with in the HR. we need to work on some measurables. Going forward, and then circling back, and then going forward. The measurables. Anyway, we gotta. Hey, Twitch. Do y'all get the link on Twitch? Yeah, this shit should show up on Twitch. All right. Well, Twitch, that goes for y'all too. And I know. Shout out to our Twitch goddesses, Rosalba and Northern Witch. They have called on numerous occasions, so you guys are excused and exempt. That's not for you. But for the resties, all right, I go for the resties. It's like, no, we got some frequent flyers on the calling tip. My nephew Dawn, also Francaise is a regular. What's up, coconut in the corn? Come on through. I'm gonna get out of here in a few minutes. I'm just running my yam. Since Will said we had a hard out at 8:30. I'm trying to think of some shit to look out for, some news. Yeah, definitely tune into the morning show tomorrow about the Cop City charges, the RICO shit getting dropped. I hope it was against all the charges were dropped against all of the defendants. And to the person who sent a message earlier about the cat. If I see the cat tonight, I have to say I was a little disappointed that the cat was not there when I got off the morning show, because they were out there. That's a they, because I don't know their gender. That I don't know what the cat's pronouns are, but the kitten, because I had FaceTime my mom before the morning show. I'm like, Mom, you gotta see this cat. This cat's out here. And anyway, we were both awed by the fact that this cat was seemingly very comfortable. And while I was doing the morning show this morning, I heard the cat, you know, and I'm like, but by the time the show was over, I went out there to look for him or them. They weren't there. So maybe the cat will make another appearance. If so, I will be sure to reach out because I'm a softie for animals, but I can't. The cats are wild cards, and I know to some extent dogs are wild cards too, depending on a lot of different things. But like, I mean, cats pee on walls. Like I've never had a dog piss on the wall. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, well, and I don't usually get boy dogs. Shout out to Smokey, my son. You know, his daddy has custody of him, but like Smokey never pissed on a fucking wall because he got common goddamn sense. But anyway, cats, you get the wrong cats. Oh my god, I've seen my cat from hell. I've watched it several episodes. I can't deal. I couldn't deal with that at all. You know, Bagheera's final year, let's say, especially the last like 6 months, it was a rough go with the incontinence. It was a rough go. You know what I'm saying? And I got fucking tools. You understand? I got 3 Bissels. Okay, I didn't fuck around. I had 3 dogs. I got me 3 Bissels. I got the Bissel, the pet eraser. I got all the shit because you know I can't have. When animals tear up your shit, that shit is tough. That's tough. And I'm like, nope, I would not allow it. You will not destroy my things. I'm not permitting this. So I had to get all the tools to make sure that these animals didn't fuck up my shit. But I'm a dog mom. And I told that cat that this morning on the side porch. I said, cat, you are in the wrong spot. This is a dog house. You can't smell the dogs, remnants of dogs. There's no cat scent over here. Why are you lost? How'd you even get over here? And I said, I am not a cat mom. I'm a dog mom, cat. And the cat ignored me and was and was trying to rub up against my leg. I mean, the cat was putting in its bid out here. And I'm like, come on. And especially being a black cat, I kind of have a soft spot, honestly, for black pets because, and I told y'all, I have a SoundCloud account somewhere in the world, but I think I have a interview posted there when I interviewed this woman who ran a dog rescue called Mutts Matter. I hope her rescue is still happening. I think they're local DMV. Anyway, I'm trying to give too many details in my brain and I'm overwhelming myself. I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't hit the J. But make a long story short, it was a Halloween episode. And we were talking about how black dogs are usually the last of a litter or among the last dogs selected at the shelter for a number of reasons. I think racism underpins, you know what I'm saying? Like black. But, you know, the folklore of black cats, bad luck, black, the negativity, the anti-blackness. Let's just sum it up like that. The anti-blackness associated with black people and of course the actual color black. So when this cat showed up black, like Bagheera, with the tuxedo markings, white chest, white on the paws, you know what I'm saying? Bagheera had the fucking the Nicholas brothers shits. her whole paw wasn't right, like the tips joint, you know what I mean? Bagheera had a tight shit. But this cat had like little white ankle socks, I think, if I was viewing that correctly. So the fact that this cat showed up literally on the porch, literally at my doorstep, bearing the markings of the one they called Bagheera. I said, oh boy, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? So if the cat shows back up, I'll reach out because I would love to see this kitty get a home. I don't want him out here roaming the streets, the mean streets of wherever it is I live. So anyway, It's 8:31. I'm gonna bid you all adieu. Will, I told you I'd get you out of here. You supposed to come on. Oh, I guess you did pop on. I wasn't paying attention to the time though, because I'm a stone now.
Yeah, I just wanted to say thank y'all for the birthday shout outs. It's on Thursday, so celebrate yourself on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that was it. Appreciate y'all, and y'all have a good night.
Thank you. All right, gang. That's the show. So no show Friday. I might contemplate a Twitch turn up in lieu of no show. So that should incentivize you YouTubers to go over to at BIDWKB on Twitch. Give me a follow over there. Set your notifications over there. Because this sounds like a good week for Kim's Twitch turn up. So it shall be done. All right. Y'all take it easy. Have a good evening. Watch the Remix Morning Show, Black Liberation Media. Please go over there, like and subscribe. Thanks to all that showed up tonight. Shout out to the Fire Fam. Love y'all to pieces. Shout out to Will and Molly. Big up to our mods. And I'll holla at y'all. TBD. Nah. All right, y'all. Peace. See y'all later. Bye-bye.